What's up, everyone? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and you're here for your free picks for Saturday, October 7th. Well, guys, another busy weekend ahead of us. We have, I believe, 17 or 18 free picks in this video from Europe. And then there's a separate video with the MLS picks. We have 14 games on the schedule on Saturday. So make sure you check that out, guys. Make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and let's win some money. For my best bets, click the link in the description of this video. That will get you up to my page on the Pickdawgz website, and there you can sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass. And that's probably your best value because you get every single one of my soccer picks during that period. At the end of this video, guys, there will also be a parlay of the day that I consider a parlay of the day. For me, I will also play it pays out for plus 500 and something. It's a 5 leg parlay, and stay tuned for that one as well at the end of this video. Like I said, guys, we have a very, very busy day ahead, and we are going to kick it off with the EPL. That's a 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time game between Luton Town and Tottenham, and we know that Tottenham has been playing extremely well this season, especially on the road where they actually scored 11 goals in their 4 games. And despite the ton of injuries they have been highly competitive, and they're now actually in the second place. As far as Luton Town goes, they are in 17th place with 4 points. They did get a win a couple of weeks ago against Everton 2-1, but they ended up losing to Burnley 2-1. And I definitely agree that Tottenham should be the favorite here. And we simply have to take them. We have to take them with goals. So I'm gonna go with both teams to score an over 2.5 at -103. I like that a lot. I also like Tottenham to win an over 2.5. I'm kind of skeptical a little bit, and it makes me wonder if the refs are gonna do anything to maybe take something away from Tottenham because we know that Liverpool got that goal taken away. But we'll see when the game starts and how the game will go. But I definitely like Tottenham to win in goals as well. And maybe I'll just take both teams to score an over 2.5 as a less volatile bet here. So Luton Town against Tottenham, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Burnley and Chelsea is the next matchup in the EPL, and I'm gonna tell you right off the start, guys, I will not be betting on this game. I will not be betting any Chelsea games for a while. I hate them so much. They can't get consistent. They are struggling scoring goals. They can't really defend, and this is a mess of a team at the start of the season. So I will be avoiding them. But if I had to bet this game, I would definitely go with Chelsea at -134 right now. It's a great price. If you're willing to risk it, go for it, guys. But I will be staying away from this one. Everton and Bournemouth is the next matchup, guys, and both of these teams have been quite solid as of late. Everton is still without a win at home this season. They have 3 losses in 3 games, while Bournemouth is actually still without a win on the road. They have 1 draw and 2 losses, and I think this is a situation where we simply have to take the home team. On top of that, Bournemouth has a few injured players. Their depth will be reduced, and they have been struggling a lot on the road this season. And I think that will continue here as well. So I'm keeping this one simple. I'm taking Everton on the money line. Fulham and Sheffield is the next matchup we have in the EPL. And you know what? Sheffield has been struggling a lot. They are on the 3 game losing streak. They are at the bottom of the table in the EPL. They haven't won any of their last 9 games. And Fulham, on the other side, is coming off of a 2-0 loss to Chelsea. But before that, they have been quite solid. They're quite consistent, and they're doing a decent job at home. They have scored only 1 goal so far at home. They have conceded 5, but overall, I think that they have been solid this season, and I think they will end up winning this game. But I think it's going to happen in the second half. So I'm going to take first half draw at +130 in this one. Like I said, I think if anything's going to happen, it's going to happen in the second half, and that's the reason why I'm taking the first half draw. Manchester United and Brentford are facing off in another matchup in the EPL, and you know what? I have absolute zero faith in Manchester United's defense right now. Sure, they have offense, they can score goals. They have been scoring goals. They are coming off of a 3-2 loss in the Champions League against Galatasaray. Before that, They ended up losing to Crystal Palace 1-0 at home. And this is actually their fourth home game in a row. If they can't get a win here, I'm not sure what are they doing this season. As far as Brentford goes, they are in a bit of a slump right now. They haven't won any of their last 5 games, but in this matchup, they have actually been quite decent when it comes to scoring goals. And when we add that to the fact that Manchester United's defense is pretty much garbage this season, alongside Onana on goal, I'm gonna go with both teams to score over 2.5 goals. That's minus 103. That's an insanely good price, guys, and I simply cannot pass this up. So, Manchester United against Brentford, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. The last game of the day in the EPL is between Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. Now, Nottingham Forest is a very, very curious team. They at home they are absolutely outstanding. They can beat anyone, but when playing on the road, they simply lose that tenacity they have at home. They lose that focus. They lose that control or whatever you want to call it. And on the road, they're a very, very bad team and they're struggling a lot. So, keeping this one simple, guys, I'm taking Crystal Palace on the money line plus 120. If it ends in a 1-0 win for Crystal Palace, it's fine with me. If it ends up with a 2-0, 3-0 win, all the same to me. So I'm going to take Crystal Palace here for a nice plus money. Off to the Spanish La Liga, guys. Real Madrid and Osasuna are facing off, and I think this is going to be a real battle here. Osasuna doesn't shy away from making those falls, from getting a little bit rougher, especially against the big teams. And the fact that Real Madrid is coming off of a Champions League game, which they won 3-2 against Napoli, that could make them a little bit sloppy and tired. And with that, they will also make some stupid falls. So instead of choosing the sides or goals, I'm going to go with cards. And that's over 4.5 cards combined between both teams, and it's minus 113. Honestly, this 4.5 line seems very low to me, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So Real Madrid against Osasuna over 4.5 cards in a game. Mallorca and Valencia is the next matchup, guys, we have going on in La Liga, and this one should also be very interesting because both teams are struggling right now. Mallorca is without a win at home so far this season, while Valencia hasn't won any of their last 3 games, and they are struggling quite a lot when it comes to defending and scoring goals at the moment. Uh, I think this is going to be another game where we have a ton of falls, and the last 5 games between these two teams have seen over 4.5 cards. Now that is still very, very expensive. It's like minus 250. So I'm gonna go with the away team, and that is Valencia to get over 3.5 cards in this one at minus 136. Sevilla and Rayo Vallecano is the last matchup of the day in La Liga, and you know what? Rayo Vallecano has once again been doing a decent job. They're undefeated in their last 5 games. And Sevilla on the other side had a lead against PSV Eindhoven in the Champions League earlier this week, but it ended up in a 2-2 draw. And before that, they lost to Barcelona 1-0. Now, I think that Sevilla is the better team here, and I think that they're definitely due for a nice performance, especially at home. So I'm gonna put my faith in Sevilla here, and I'm gonna take them to win. So Sevilla money line minus 120, I think it's definitely worth a shot. In the Italian Serie A, guys, Inter Milan is playing against Bologna, and Inter Milan is on fire right now. Once again, they are on a 2 game winning streak. They have won their Champions League game against Benfica 1-0. Before that, they have beaten Salernitana 4-0, and this is actually their third clean sheet in the last 4 games. So, whether they play at home or on the road, they are solid, they are consistent, and Inter is definitely looking like a title winning team this season. Bologna is undefeated in their last 6 or 7 games, 6 games that is, and even though they have won only 2 of those 6 games, they are actually quite solid. They have kept 3 or 4 clean sheets during that streak, and they are performing really well. However, on the road, they're still winless. They have 3 draws in 3 games, and I think that this is going to be all Inter. Inter hasn't lost to Bologna in their last 3 home games, and for that reason, I'm going to take Inter minus 1.5 at plus 100. For our next matchup, guys, we have the Turin derby between Juventus and Torino. Now, Torino has had some very, very good games this season. However, in their last 2 games, they haven't scored a single goal. They have a loss and a draw, and that loss was against Lazio, 2-0 on the road. While Juventus on the other side has a 0-0 draw against Atalanta from last week, but before that they did get a win against Lecce. They have beat Lazio 3-1. They did lose to Sassuolo, but I think they have bounced back from that since then. And they haven't lost any of their last five home games. If I had to choose a side, it would definitely be Juventus. Um, and the price is actually pretty good at minus 127. But you know what? Torino is a very, very capable team, and they could definitely do something here to get at least a draw or maybe even a win. So I'm going to take Juventus team total over 4.5 shots on target at minus 103. Juventus is the team that has more offense here, and I think they will try to use it. So they will try to push for the win, and that is the reason why I'm taking Juventus over 4.5 shots on target. The last game of the day in the Italian Serie A is between Genoa and AC Milan. Now, in the Champions League, AC Milan is pretty much garbage. They haven't scored a goal in any of their last two games in the Champions League, that is, and both of those games have ended in a nil-nil draw. In the Serie A, however, Milan has been scoring a lot. They have scored 6 goals in their last, sorry, three Serie A games. They have kept a couple of clean sheets now, and they will once again go for the win here. As far as Genoa goes, they're a very solid team. They're coming off of a 2-2 draw. They're solid at home. They haven't lost a home game so far this season, if I'm not mistaken. No, actually, they did lose one. But defensively, they're not that great. And I think that Milan will know how to take advantage of that. So I'm going to go with Milan on the money line at minus 113. This is simply a price we have to take advantage of, and I will take it. In German Bundesliga, guys, Borussia Dortmund and Union Berlin could possibly be the matchup of the day. We know that Union Berlin is on a huge losing streak. They looked pretty well against Braga in that Champions League game in the first half, but they ended up losing that match 3-2, and this is their sixth loss in a row. Now, this is the longest losing streak that I can remember from them since the last probably 3 or 4 years. Dortmund, on the other side, hasn't lost a home game in a long, long, long time. They haven't lost to Union Berlin in any of their last six home games, and they're still undefeated at home, like I said. They definitely are the favorites here. They should be, and they are pretty much healthy. They have a great roster, but they do struggle a little bit with scoring goals. However, I don't think that's going to be an issue here because Union Berlin's defense hasn't been the greatest this season. So I'm going to go with both teams to score in this one. It's minus 141. I like the price. I'm not willing to push it to over 2.5 simply because I'm a bit scared that Union Berlin might be more focused on that defensive end rather than the offense. So both teams to score is going to be my pick for this one. Augsburg will be hosting Darmstadt in the next matchup, guys, and I'm keeping this one very, very simple as well. The home team is better at home than the away team is better on the road. So, like I said, guys, keeping this one simple, I'm taking Augsburg on the money line minus 122. It should be a tight game, but I think that Augsburg will come out on top. Leipzig will try to bounce back after a loss to Manchester City in the Champions League, a game which they lost 3-1, but they look pretty well in some certain moments, especially at the start of the second half when they even scored a goal, they got ahead. But this is a game they absolutely must win. Bochum hasn't won any of their last 12 games. They have been horrible. Leipzig hasn't lost to Bochum in their last five home games, and this is a great bounce back spot for them. And in every matchup these two teams played when Leipzig was the home team, Leipzig has beaten them, and this is going to be the case once again. However, the price on Leipzig is insanely high, and we have to dig deep, and maybe look somewhere else for some value. So I'm going to go with over 1.5 goals in the first half, minus 122, simply because I think that Leipzig will try to put this one to bed as soon as possible. Stuttgart and Wolfsburg will be facing off in another Bundesliga matchup. And you know what? Stuttgart has been absolutely on fire. And when they are minus 103 favorites against the very, very solid Wolfsburg team, that tells you a lot. They have one player who's been doing an amazing job, and that's Guirassi, who has 10 goals in 6 games. And I actually spotted a great player prop for him, and that's going to be my pick for this one. I honestly cannot believe that the books are giving us that good of a price on that. So Guerassi over 1.5 shots on target at plus 150. If you have this price, guys, get on it. Put a unit on it. Put two units on it. He's absolutely unstoppable right now. The whole Stuttgart team looks unstoppable, and the price of this pick is simply too good to be true. So I'm taking Guerassi over 1.5 shots on target at plus 150. The last game of the day in Bundesliga is between Werder Bremen and Hoffenheim. Now, I'm going to keep this one very simple once again. Hoffenheim has been outstanding this season. They have been perfect on the road, they've been more than solid at home, and they are on a four-game winning streak when playing on the road. As far as Werder goes, they did show some signs of life as of late. They have scored at least a goal in each of their last five games in a row, and they will score here once again because Hoffenheim has a few injured players, and that will affect them here. So both teams to score in over 2.5 minus 157. I think that's the way to go in this game. The last pick of this video, a single pick that is in the French League One between Reims and Monaco. Now, it didn't take me a long time to get a pick for this game. Reims very solid this season, solid when it comes to scoring goals. They are in high third place. They are in great form, and they will be a huge threat to Monaco here, who can score a lot of goals but simply cannot defend. So. This is going to be another game where I'm going to go with both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, minus 132. I think that's a great pick, and it's going to be a nice winner for us. Now, guys, like I said at the end of this video, it's parlay time, and I have a five leg parlay for you. So, I'm going to take United versus Brentford, both teams to score. Reims against Monaco over 2.5 goals. Werder against Hoffenheim over 2.5 goals. I'm going to take Sevilla on the double chance, and I'm going to take Inter on the money line against Bologna. This five leg parlay, guys, pays on the plus 553. I will go with a whole unit on it. It is a parlay, a five leg parlay. That is so. Be careful with it, guys. Bet only as much as you can bet, and good luck to us all with this five leg parlay. So that's it, everyone. These were the free picks for Saturday. Thank you for joining me here. I did read some of your comments that it would be a good idea to put some names above the teams so that you guys know who's playing. I will definitely do that. I will make some changes to this graphics, so stay tuned for that as well, guys. And like I said, get some more free picks up on the Pickdawgz YouTube channel, especially those MLS picks that we have on Saturday. Good luck with your bets, guys. Have a great Saturday, and I'll see you soon with more free picks.